All right, guys, Wes here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some news to talk about regarding Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty expansion. We've got some new gameplay details from select individuals who were able to play the DLC early. If you guys didn't know, Phantom Liberty is currently on tour, and some lucky fans in Warsaw were able to try out the new expansion and check out the new story before its launch. Apparently, Phantom Liberty feels way more alive than the base game, so that's really exciting. We're going to go over all of those details as well as the Q&A from the 1-hour preview that they got for Phantom Liberty. Along with that, we've got some brand new story details to go over and just a ton of stuff to talk about regarding the upcoming Phantom Liberty update. So strap in, check the video chapters to optimize your viewing experience, and let's get started. First off, I'd like to talk about some new story and background details regarding Phantom Liberty that you guys might have missed. So the first image is a new look at some concept art of Phantom Liberty, and the post says this, and I quote, "Dogtown, a city within Night City, former Pacifica sub-district, now a fortress ruled by our favorite renegade Colonel Kurt Hansen. He ignored his exit orders post-unification war, thumbed his nose at the Arvin Accord, carved out his private patch of land, and opened up the black market. But the powers that be don't bat an eye. Too much profit in gun trades and fat cat deals. Kurt's kingdom thrives behind the wall with no laws to curb him, while most dwellers teeter on the brink of poverty, but hey, they're unshackled from corporate reign, right?" And now we've got this picture right here, which is another look at Kurt Hansen, and it says, "To some, a gangster or a terrorist, to others, a charismatic leader creating a corpo and cop-free safe haven. Kurt Hansen wrested Dogtown out of Night City's control during the unification war and keeps the district going with the money from his large-scale smuggling operation." The next post is a concept of the black market that I've just got to say looks insane. I love the overall aesthetic of it. It really feels like you're a criminal in the criminal underworld, but it's also got this homey feel to it. Like, you know, if you go to the black market, stuff's about to go down, but it's going to be an interesting ride. Now, the post says this, and I quote, "No place like the black market. The black market is Dogtown's beating heart in the center of all trade deals. No taxes, no NCPD, no corpo jurisdiction. If you're looking for something unique, from illegal cyberware to smuggled weapons, this is where you go. But watch your back. This place is guarded by Hansen mad dogs, the Barghest. One false move and you're dead." For this next image, we got another look at Alex. And the backstory that we get for Alex says this, and I quote, "From the LA megaplex's slums to high-profile brain dances, that was Alex's original dream. But the studio she joined turned out to be a front for the FIA, changing the trajectory of her life dramatically. Now she uses her formidable acting skills in covert missions." Next up, we've got some details regarding the Barghest, aka Kurt's private army. They're the ones who rule Dogtown with an iron fist. Don't mistake them for just a bunch of unruly gangers. Their core is made up of well-trained military veterans and mercs who will turn your life into hell if you step out of line. Their ranks are constantly reinforced by a dozen of street kids dazed by their allure of becoming part of something bigger. And then for the last bit of story and background details, we got a day in Dogtown. Every day, newcomers make their way past Dogtown's walls full of hope for a better life. Some looking to hide, but most want to escape their dark pasts. What they don't know is that there is no bright future waiting for them there. They're just changing one form of terror to another, from the corpos to the warlord Kurt and his loyal dogs. Next up, let's talk about some gameplay details for Phantom Liberty, as we do have some information from somebody that was actually at the tour in Warsaw, and like I said before, we're able to play the first hour of the expansion. So they recently did a Q&A on the Cyberpunk game Reddit, so we're going to kind of go through this AMA and just kind of talk about the new details, because honestly, some of it is getting me really hyped. So one user in the post said, "Is Dogtown more alive than the other districts?" To which they responded, "Definitely. I'm sad that we only got to play 1 hour. I wanted to hear NPCs talk and check all the dialogue options with vendors." And I'd like to kind of just take that point really quick and talk about it. One of the biggest issues with Cyberpunk at launch was the fact that the game just wasn't ready, and it just didn't have that CDPR attention to detail that we were so used to with The Witcher 3 and the various expansions. Like, they were on top of the world with The Witcher 3, and then Cyberpunk dropped and it was just a broken, buggy mess that really didn't have any life. Like, they just didn't feel alive at all. Like, you'd walk around and everything just felt very cosmetic. It didn't feel immersive that we've seen CDPR do in the past. Like, if you walk through the middle of Novigrad, for instance, everything in there just feels alive. You've got the various NPCs kind of just going about their own way. You've got people dancing and singing and raging at each other and just doing what the people of Novigrad do. Like, it all felt like it was meant to be there, and for Cyberpunk, it just wasn't that. Yes, it was probably a testament of the game being rushed and just not ready, specifically 3 years too early, it seems like, because if we take what this person said, that the game feels more alive, specifically in Dogtown, then that is just a massive win. Hopefully they were able to do that to the rest of Night City, but that is the perfect segue into this next question. This user said, "How was the game in general compared to the original release? I'm assuming you only got thrown right into the expansion without lingering into the rest of Night City, but still, were there any changes to the base game, menu, menus or whatnot that you felt while playing? To which the user responded, interface looks totally different. For example, I really liked how V's phone looks now. It's way clearer, way easier to read, and you could see all of the text messages and switch between different contracts. I did not check all the menus, unfortunately, but the skill tree also looks different. The same user asked the question, did you notice any other new stuff? I'm always looking for my V looking slick, so I was wondering if you noticed any new clothing items or maybe new cars. To which the OP responded, maybe not much traffic, but there's definitely a lot of interesting and shady stuff going down in the background. I managed to check out one new car. The same user asked the question, what did the new car feel like? To which the OP responded, felt like the My on steroids. The next question that was posed is, so is the contact list on V's phone finally sorted alphabetically now? To which the OP responded, yes. So that's finally going to be a relief. Holy crap, I'm so glad that it's going to be alphabetical. How did it take this long? Another person asked the question, did you come upon any new interesting mechanics in the game? To which the OP responded, for example, health can be regenerated after a certain time, meaning we have to wait a bit before using another inhaler. I also noticed some kind of netrunner booster, and your RAM was unlimited for a very short time. So the days of spamming your inhaler are kind of over, it seems like. So RIP to all my homies that spam the inhaler. Another question was asked, is it more of the same or does it feel kind of new and enhanced? To which the OP said, definitely enhanced. Skill tree looks totally different, same with the interface and the whole gameplay, to be honest. I liked it a lot, but I think it may take some time to get used to. Speaking of the new skill tree, if you guys haven't seen it, this is what it looks like right here. It looks absolutely incredible. It's way more streamlined and I cannot wait to start using it. The next person asked a question regarding how the drive-in compared to the base game has been updated. Do cars still fly around from time to time or do they feel like they're sliding on the ground and hard to control? To which the OP responded, drove only one car for like 2 minutes in total and it felt pretty similar. The next question was asked, what does Johnny think about V's involvement? Is he going to quote some bad spy movies throughout the Phantom Liberty storyline? To which OP says this, which is pretty interesting. He seems pretty salty, especially after choosing one specific dialogue option. He thinks that this whole story doesn't add up, and I kind of agree with him, they said. Another person asked the question, were there improvements on the visual side of things? The reveal trailer for Phantom Liberty looked amazing. To which OP said this, the first thing I noticed was the facial animations look even better in the base game. I was already amazed by all of those small gestures, meaningful glances or eye rolls that made characters feel more alive. Now it's even more improved and I love it. Which honestly, I thought Cyberpunk had such good facial animation, so it'll be interesting to see how they improve on that. Another user asked the question, did you encounter any bugs or glitches? To which the OP responded, I personally did not, but my friend's game has flatlined. Didn't hear about anyone else having issues, so I think he just had some bad luck. The OP said that it also feels like it's more crowded and more alive. It's hard to describe, but I like it a lot. It's more expanded. Some places are on the map already, like the area close to the orbital airspace center. Another person asked the question if you got to use melee at all. How different was the feel and the animations? To which OP said, I played as a netrunner, so I can't really answer that question. However, other people who chose reflex focused solo build had finishers with a katana and mantis blade and they look pretty cool. Another person asked the question, how big is Dogtown? To which the OP said, it feels like Pacifica but doubled. There was a ton more questions that the OP was asked, so if you guys would like to check those out, I will leave a link in the description. So basically, from everything that we've seen so far with Cyberpunk's Phantom Liberty update, it looks like this DLC is going to be insane, and it really is that Cyberpunk 2.0 that we were all expecting it to be. The expansion looks better, it feels more alive and immersive, and from everything that I've seen so far, it seems like we are in a blood and wine situation for The Witcher, where the already really solid game is going to get even better and have stories and journeys that feel just as memorable, if not more memorable, from the base game. So despite Cyberpunk's insulting launch all of those years ago, CDPR has done their best to shake things off and keep chugging along so that they can maintain their position near the top of the RPG food chain. I still hold The Witcher 3 as my favorite game of all time, and as much as I love CDPR, there's no denying that Cyberpunk's launch really put a dent in the developer's reputation. But with all of the massive changes we've seen from Cyberpunk, along with the new story content for the Phantom Liberty update, we're gonna be all eating good as Cyberpunk fans, and for that reason, I cannot wait until Phantom Liberty releases this September. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up with this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do me a favor, leave a like if you've enjoyed my coverage, subscribe as well if you've not already. We are getting very close to 130,000 subscribers, where I'll be picking the winner for the PS5 giveaway. I've got all of those details in the pinned comment, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.